Honorable chairs, esteemed educators, ladies and gentlemen, imagine spending years earning a degree, building a career, and developing expertise, only to discover that a machine can now perform your work in seconds, and maybe even better than you. And this is no longer just a possibility. It is already becoming the reality of millions of people, millions of workers all around the world. And today, we proudly stand in affirmation of the motion. This House believes that the widespread adoption of generative AI brings more harm than good to workers. Before presenting our case, let us clarify the debate. By generative AI, we refer to the technologies capable of creating text, codes, images, audios, videos, and other form of intellectual work that were once performed by humans. And by workers, we mean individuals who depend on employment as their primary source of income. But our burden today in this debate is not to prove that AI has no benefit, because we fully acknowledge that it can increase efficiency and productivity. But rather, we must demonstrate that we weigh both the benefits and the harms outweigh the benefits. Our case rests on two simple observations. First, that AI is replacing workers faster than how they can adapt. And second is how AI weakens the economic position of those who are being employed right now. So let's move on to our first substantial argument, which is how AI fundamentally changes the labor market because they are replacing the human labor. For decades, society told young people that education is the safest investment. Like, you study hard, you develop the specialized skills, and your career will be secure. But after this generative AI progress and become what it is right now, it's slowly breaking that promise. Because today AI can make contracts, they can make softwares, they design logos, they generate art, and these are not just repetitive tasks. These are things that people spend years to learn. They spend years to learn to perform these tasks. But now you look at those employees who are businesses exist to maximize the productivity, and they want to reduce the cost. But AI doesn't ask for salaries. It doesn't require sick leaves, pensions, insurance, or even annual bonuses. It can work for 24 hours and can be copied almost infinitely. And even if AI performs only 80% as well as humans, many employers will still be replaced because businesses save a lot by just using AI rather than workers. And the opposition side would tell you that AI merely just assists these workers, but these assistants can quickly turn into substitution. If one employee using AI can produce what was previously required of 4 employees, then the company no longer needs to employ the other 3. And that is not empowerment, it's redundancy. Now, moving on to our second substantive argument, and even if workers keep their job, it becomes significantly worse. The opposition side of the House wants this debate to focus only on employment, but we ask you to look beyond employment. Because having a job is not enough if that job becomes increasingly underpaid or disposable. Because AI can dramatically shift bargaining powers away from workers. Imagine negotiating your salary. Previously, your employer depended on your expertise, but now they can simply just say if you don't want this offer, you can just use AI to complete most of your job. And whether or not AI is actually becoming more irrelevant, its existence weakens the workers' negotiating position. It can mean lower wages, and employers can demand longer hours, like the productivity decreases. Meanwhile, the workers will accept these worser conditions because they fear that they're going to be replaced or that their job will be taken. And this debate is ultimately about distribution. And yes, AI makes businesses more efficient. And yes, it creates opportunity for some people. But our burden is to evaluate its impact on workers as a whole. Because when million faces unemployment or like declining wages, weakened bargaining power and increased insecurity, simply so companies can produce more with fewer people, that is not progress for the workers. The opposition may show you a future where AI is going to be powerful, but we show you the future where human labor becomes increasingly disposable. And between efficiency and the economical well-being of these workers, we choose the latter. And for these reasons, we are so proud to propose. Thank you.